So, yes, a long, long time. We started in 1982 finding people who were sticking their necks out and telling their stories. Because we've been working so long at this, I get to come today bearing gifts. We have over 1,000 stories that you can reach through giraffe.org. Storytelling, we all know, is a powerful way to move people. Stories stick in the mind and lodge in the heart, becoming templates for the actions we will take ourselves in the future. Because it's Earth Day, I brought a few of the hundreds of giraffes who've been commended for their work in the environment. This is one you probably have heard her name a great deal lately. This is Marjory Stoneman Douglas. The high school in Parkland, where those magnificent kids have been coming forth to fight against gun violence, is Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School, and those kids are really following her lead. She was 101 when she was commended as a giraffe hero. She had been working since she was 79 to save the Everglades. She was 5 feet tall, she weighed 100 pounds, had a razor-sharp mind and did impeccable research and was totally relentless. She would go up against real estate developers, the Army Corps of Engineers, governments, anybody who was trying to drain and pave the glades. One Army Corps of Engineers guy said she had a tongue like a switchblade. And when she went after them, this tiny little grandmother, all they could really do was say, "Yes, ma'am." This is Xutezcatl, it's an Aztec name, Martinez. He was commended when he was 11 for being an environmental activist since he was 6. He stood up at a gathering like this and began speaking about saving the environment, and people were so amazed he's gone on and on and on with that work because he does it well also. He is now 16, and he's one of the kids who is leading a lawsuit against the US government for failing to protect the air and water they need to live out their lives. In Kenya, this is Dr. Wangari Maathai. She was commended in 1990 for organizing 80,000 women to plant 20 million trees. The Nobel Prize went to her in 2004, and I was always been kind of tickled we saw her first. Randy Thompson, he is a rancher in Nebraska, working 3rd generation on his land. Nice fella comes by one day and says, "We'd like to run a pipeline through here. Can we talk?" And he said, "Well, I'll look into this. I'll get back to you." He got back to them not only with no, but hell no, get off my land, and went on to organize ranchers and farmers all over the West to fight pipelines. This is Pai Dietz. She is a Thai woman who is working against an incredibly large project on the Mekong Delta that will devastate vast areas of Southeast Asia. She goes into combat zones, she goes into villages and goes door to door. She's amazing. Now, we don't just do environmentalists. All of these subjects are in our database, which is online, free, use it, over 1,000 stories. I couldn't get it onto the slide, but there's also women's issues and youth issues. So if you need a story on any of these subjects, just have a go at that. Everybody knows how to use a database, right? You can you can find somebody by the name if you know it. You can choose their field of work, where they are. If you want middle-aged women working on the environment in Central America, you can do it from this searchable screen. Now, what do giraffes get? Actually, not much, because we've never had any money. I started this with my grocery money. We do send them a letter about why they've been commended, and we give them a handsome wall certificate suitable for framing. We also tell their stories now in media. I started with LP recordings that I sent to radio stations when I began. Now everything's online. You can catch the stories on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, all those things I don't like dealing with. They also soon will get badges. We're hot linking their websites to their profiles with us, and we're gathering them in an online forum so they can compare notes with each other and help each other on, encourage each other. What do we have for you? Quite a bit at this point. We've done a great deal of work on moving everything online, so it's available to you for downloading and free. We have memes galore. You can go check our social media feed, send these on to friends. Some of them are profound, like this one from Helen Keller, and some of them will make your friends laugh because that's pretty silly. Saddle up anyway. We also have free coaching online. There are great materials up, I have about 20 of them, on what to do when you hit a particular point in a project and you need some clues of how to proceed. There's free coaching. There is also a curriculum. We have materials from kindergarten through 12th grade, all story-based, with stories that are appropriate for that age group. This is the program for teens. It's online, downloadable, interactive, free. We have spokes giraffes for the young people we want to reach. This is Stanley and Beatrice Tall, as in stand tall and be tall. They tell giraffe hero stories to kids, little kids, starting with the origin story of how the giraffe got its long neck, which is quite fun. In all the materials, there's a pedagogy. It's 3 steps. We fill them up with stories of real heroes. And then we say, who do you know like that in your studies, in your family, in your community? Come back to class and tell a story. At that point, they are so loaded, they are so full of examples that they begin talking among themselves about, we could do something like that. So the 3rd step is to become the story. And the kids decide what they want to work on and what they want to do about it. It's all kid-driven. And it is amazing the buy-in you get when you ask them first, what do you care about? And you ask them to work out what they're going to do about it, instead of just telling them what to do. When they get to the Be Tall part of this program, we tell them a giraffe has 7 neck bones, and so do you. So we'll take you through a 7-step process of how to begin an action, get through successful completion, and then reflect and celebrate. So you've completed this cycle of understanding what you've done after you've done it. It seems to be working. This is so true, and we know this. People become the stories they hear and the stories they tell. It's being so powerful that this thing has picked up. We are now in, how many countries is that? 4, 7, 9 countries. Project Argentina just came online, and I'm particularly excited about that because they're moving everything into Spanish, which means I can then move it to the rest of the Spanish-speaking world. In, let's see, yes, that one. In May, next month, there's a team in Basel that is opening Giraffe Heroes Europe. They're taking on the whole continent to tell their stories. I have decided this is my birthday present because in May, I will be 85. I will have been doing this since I was 49, and having Giraffe Heroes Europe open then just sounds perfect to me. So I will leave you with a tip of the hat from János Varga, who is responsible for the fact that the Danube is still flowing. And I will leave you with all of this work, 36 years, 37 years, all available to you right now. Take it, and in every sense of the words, you are so welcome.
The Hero Roundtables are the global events that ask the question, what is a hero? You've just seen one hero talk. To find more and join the conversation, visit our website or social media.